Almost everything I know about guitars I learned by myself throughout these years. Not that what I know is that much, actually I guess I should know way more by the time I play, but the knowledge acquired so far has saved me and saved my money in a bunch of situations. Especially regarding guitar setup, there are some basic things I think everyone who plays should know. So they don't need to rely on others, can do it themselves and have a nice and comfortable guitar to play every time they want. Today, I'll show you how I do my basic guitar setup at home and some tips and tricks that I think every guitarist should know. It is important to say though that I'm not a luthier or anything like that. I'm just a guy who plays guitar, learns some things and want to show them to you. I'm assuming your guitar doesn't have major structural flaws like cracks, irregular frets or anything like that. If it does, consider taking it to a luthier. Especially if you got a brand new guitar straight out of the box, I recommend you taking it to a luthier first for a full setup, and then you can do your own setups at home. There are plenty of options for products you can use to do the things I'll show, and I'll leave a link in the description of some products I recommend, but if you don't want to spend your money or want to do it with things you already have at home, you can do it with no problems. The first thing every guitarist should know is how to change the strings. Regardless of what string band you like to use and how often you play your guitar, strings are something that needs to be changed consistently. I like to change my strings every 2 weeks or at least once a month when they start to oxide or lose their tone. It doesn't happen very often to me, but they also need to be changed when they break. To restring a guitar, you'll need a new set of strings, of course, a wire cutter, a pencil or a specific product to lobe your nut, a tuner, and optionally a string winder. If you only had to buy one product, buy a string winder. Believe me, this will save your time and your life too. You don't need to remove your strings all at once to change them. You can do it one by one, and I think this is more recommended since your fretboard won't lose tension as it would with no strings at all. But I like to remove all of them to clean my guitar and reach some spots I can't with the strings on. To remove the strings, just loosen them with your string winder and cut the edges to make it easier to remove. A funny story about breaking strings. Back in April, when I made a small participation in the Last Dinosaurs concert here in São Paulo, Lachlan broke the high E string of his Juno guitar at the soundcheck. He went to me asking what gauge strings I use, which is 10, and if I had an extra high E for him. He even offered to pay, which I thought it was pretty nice of him, but of course I didn't charge anything for it. I have like dozens of high E strings, so I just gave one to him, and he played the whole concert with a replaced high E string. But anyways, after cleaning and lubricating the nut, insert the new string to the bridge and pull them so they will be in full contact with it. If you have standard style tuners, align the hole with the neck, pass the string all the way through it, pinch the string on the 2nd fret, pull it back to the 3rd, make a small bend and start widening counterclockwise. If you have vintage style tuners like mine, pull the string, measure the distance between 2 tuners or 3 fingers, cut the excess and widen it counterclockwise too. After this, stretch the strings a little bit, but be gentle, and tune your guitar normally. After changing the strings, we proceed to adjust the truss rod if needed. To check if you need to adjust your truss rod, with one hand press the 1st fret on the low E string, and with the other hand press the last fret still on the low E string. Now with the same hand press around the 9th or 12th fret of the string, and it is good to have a small distance, something around half a millimeter, from the top of the fret and the string. If the string is lying on the fretboard with no space, that means your truss rod is too tight and it needs some relief. You can do it by loosening it with a hex key, turning it counterclockwise. But be careful, Adjustments to the truss rod are always the bare minimum, nothing more than a quarter turn. If the string is too high when you tap the fretboard and it is really noticeable, you need to tighten your truss rod. Bear in mind that it doesn't matter if it is too high or too low, as long as it's not buzzing and it fits your ears in playing. Now we will adjust the strings action. String action on a guitar is the distance between the bottom of the strings and the top of the frets, typically measured at the 12th fret. A lower action makes it easier to press the strings down, while a higher action provides more room for aggressive playing without fret buzz. The preferred action height is a matter of personal preference and often varies depending on the playing style, as too low an action can cause buzzing and too high an action can make the guitar difficult to play. We can use a 1.5mm pick as a reference, and to adjust the action, you need to higher or lower the saddles at the bridge, one by one with a hex key too. Last, you need to adjust the intonation of your guitar. To set the intonation on an electric guitar, tune the open string and then compare its 12th fret harmonic or pressed to the open note using your tuner. If the fretted note is sharp, lengthen the string by moving the saddle back. If it's flat, shorten the string by moving the saddle forward toward the nut. Repeat for each string, retuning the string after each adjustment, until each string is in tune all the way up the fretboard. I hope this video helps you. If you have any doubts, feel free to leave them in the comments and I'll do my best to help you. Don't forget to take a look at our Patreon page. You can have access to a lot of tabs, tutorials, ebooks, lessons, and exclusive content to help you evolve your guitar playing. I appreciate your attention and see you in another video. Thanks.